We are so proud today to have Helen Whatley here with us. Helen is one of our reverse mortgage customers. And Helen, you've been a nurse for a long, long time, haven't you?
Practically all my life.
She started out as a nurse's aide, she said, and was so interested in it that she went and got her nursing degree when she was in North Carolina, doesn't your daughter still live in North Carolina?
Yes.
And then you have a son. Where is he at?
He's in Atlanta.
Okay.
He's in Atlanta.
Melanie, Helen came to you, and I would love for Helen just to kind of tell her story of how she ended up getting a reverse mortgage, or what even made you interested in it, Helen.
Well, my husband passed away 6 years ago, and I was working at the time, but I quit working. He had lung cancer, and he wanted to be at home, and he didn't want to have to be in the hospital or nursing home, so I quit working to take care of him. And I didn't go back to work after that because I also had a lot of health issues.
You had your own health issues.
Right. So,
well, when you get on your own like that, all of a sudden you've had a husband, and all of a sudden you're on your own now. It's kind of tough, isn't it?
It is. And of course I was drawing my Social Security, but it wasn't a great big amount. And you have to try to learn how to live on a certain amount that you're drawing every month. And I also had a son that was real sick. He had had a diving accident, and he'd been paralyzed for 17 years. So he was put in a nursing home, which he was in Asheville, North Carolina. And for 1 year, we were going back and forth trying to help with him. Every weekend, I would go to North Carolina and meet my daughter, and she was working in a doctor's office, and we would leave there and go every weekend to help take care of him.
Well, folks, I'm sure a lot of you have found yourself in a similar situation, and that kind of made you think about, how can I help myself? Your bills were kind of adding up, weren't they? What made you think about a reverse mortgage?
I had heard about it on TV. I had seen a lot of the commercials, but I don't know, I listened to it, but I just thought, well, that's too good to be true.
That's a famous thing that everybody thinks, Helen.
I just thought, well, they can't. I don't see how that can work. I don't see how they can do that. So I talked to my daughter about it, and a friend of mine had told me that USA Mortgage did the reverse mortgage thing, and she said, well, Mom, why don't you call them and get an appointment, and I will even go with you because you're probably going to have a lot of questions, that you want answered, and I can help you with that. So I called one day and talked to Melanie, and she set up an appointment. And
how did Melanie help you in this process, as far as learning about the program?
She was wonderful. She went over everything, explained, every paper that there was, and there was
lots of it. Well, how did it, once you closed your reverse mortgage, how did that help you, Helen? What did you all accomplish through this reverse mortgage process?
Well, it helped me to pay off all the bills that I had.
Fantastic.
We paid off all of our bills. And I've even got money now in a savings account, like if I have an emergency come up.
Well, folks,
so it's just really...
it's a life changer, isn't it?
It is.
It has saved Helen thousands of dollars over the year for her. It's enabled her to go visit her sister in Florida who was sick. She's been able to pay bills off. Melanie walked her through every step of the process. And Helen, we appreciate so much you being here and telling your story. And would you suggest that other people check into this program?
Oh, yes. Yes, I've got friends that I even have a neighbor, her husband passed away a couple of months ago, and I've told her about it, so she might be calling you and checking into that.
Helen, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much taking your time to tell our viewers about your story.
Thank you.